Okay, took the L on that one.
10 toes down, I'ma ride with the gang. My whole life I've been doing my thing. Get that money, ain't no thing. Everything I do for the gang. 10 toes down, I'ma ride with the gang. My whole life I've been doing my thing. Get that money, ain't no thing.
I saw the programming for today and thought I should definitely vlog this. And that is because we are doing a girl workout, and it's a workout that a lot of people have probably done before, and I think it's always interesting to document those because there's something we'll likely test again in the future, and there's something that a lot of people who maybe watch this video have done before too, so it's relatable. The thing that's different about this time that I'm doing it versus other times I've done it is that I have a lot of other stuff before the workout. So we are doing Jackie, which is a 1,000 meter row, same for men and women, 50 thrusters with just an empty bar, 35 pounds for women, 45 pounds for men, and then 30 pull-ups. So before that though, I've got a bunch of lifting. Right now, I am definitely focused on strength in my training, more so than Metcons. We are still definitely doing lots of Metcons. I, want to be well-rounded while I want to get better at strength. If I was testing this workout for the purpose of mostly improving on this workout, or if this workout was a qualifier workout, things would probably look a little bit different. I would probably be doing the workout first so that I could get my best possible score on the workout, but that's not the focus right now. What is focused on being first is all of the lifting because we want to focus our energy on getting stronger. So it just changes my mentality, not necessarily my approach, gonna go as hard on the workout as I can, but understanding that the last time I tested this workout, I did it fresh. Like I didn't do anything before the workout other than warm up for the workout specifically. And I believe my time was like 7:40 or something. And that was all I did, was just the workout. And today I'm gonna do a bunch of other stuff. I'm going to snatch, I'm gonna clean and jerk, I'm gonna squat, and then I'm going to do the workout. So it's just understanding that your body has been through different things prior to the workout, and that could impact my time. I could also still improve. I don't know yet because I'm filming this before I do the workout. But I think sometimes you should go into things understanding what your body's been through before it and knowing that that could change the outcome and not getting super upset about it or disappointed about it because it does change the outcome. And maybe the outcome's still better than it was last time I did this workout over a year ago. We'll see. Oh, and someone asked recently if I still dislike wall balls and thrusters, which are like essentially the same movement. And the answer is yes. Have I gotten better? Hopefully. But do I like them? Not yet. Maybe one day. Maybe I'll just dislike them less. We'll see. Anyway, let's go to the gym. Want to go outside, Carson? All right, starting out with some burpees. I frequently start out with burpees. A lot of people hate burpees, but if you incorporate them and do a couple every day, they become a little bit less daunting. And I got to be honest, I just have always liked them and they're functional. Get yourself off the ground. Here I am just sort of stretching out a little bit, getting my shoulders warm because we're going to be snatching and we'll be squat snatching. So also getting my glutes warm for that as well so I can be engaged and ready to lift some heavy weights. And this is just some of my warm-up, just some of the things I do to prime my body. Obviously, my warm-up is longer than what you're seeing here right now, but I like to give you an idea of some of the things I do to get my body ready to do some heavy lifting before we do Jackie. So what you're seeing here is the beginning of my lifting, which was a 3x3 of muscle snatches. And don't get super, super heavy with the muscle snatches. I use it more of like a primer before we go into the actual snatches. And I had a 5 sets of 1 snatch at 88%. You're only seeing about 3 of them here, but I started at the 88%. It ends up going a little bit heavier just to get used to the heavier loads. We saw some heavy snatches in the open this past year, and I'm sure we'll see more of them in the future. So I just like to get used to hitting those heavier reps and maybe one day getting closer to a PR. Now, watching this video back, I did this wrong. This was supposed to be hang power cleans. And as you're about to see again, that is not a power. And I could power clean this weight. It was at 83%. And I did go a little bit heavier here too. And like I said, I could definitely power clean this weight. I just failed to read the word power. But I am happy with how these cleans felt and looked, because we're doing Jackie later in this video. And I know that last time I did Jackie, these weights that I'm lifting right here, right now, are weights that I definitely would not be able to move like I am here. Possibly would not even be able to do this weight for 2 at all. Like even for one last time I had done Jackie. So we're definitely seeing some improvements. And now we are moving on to some back squats. This was just a set of 1. So 4 sets of 1 rep at 93% of your 1 rep. So pretty heavy back squat, and I'm happy with the fact that bar is moving at 93%. And we had some accessory work, including a 1-minute plank weighted. I had to put this weight on myself. Might be a little bit higher than it should be, I'm not sure. But when you're working alone, it's just different. Okay, Jackie is underway. You can see there's some big pulls to get started with this workout. So Jackie is one of the girl workouts, and it is a named workout that is often repeated, that lots of people have done. It's a benchmark workout. You'll see it at CrossFit gyms all over the world. I've done it before. Many of you who are watching this video have likely done it before or are at least familiar with it. So Jackie is 4-time, 1,000 meter row, 50 thrusters, 30 pull-ups. Those thrusters are done with just an empty barbell. So 35 pounds for women, 45 pounds for men. So this workout is fairly fast. I would say you should be finishing it under 10 minutes. And if you're not, then you should possibly scale it down. Like if you don't think that's a possibility, you can scale the row down from 1,000 meters to 800. You can go with a trainer bar. And then for the pull-ups, you can use a band or you can do ring rows. Now for these pull-ups in CrossFit, we'll be doing kipping or butterfly pull-ups, because in CrossFit, in this sense, in this type of workout, the goal is a high heart rate to move quickly. So you want to keep those pull-ups moving. We do strict pull-ups too, just this is not the workout to be utilizing strict pull-ups. So for this row, you saw me pull the rower pretty hard to get it started. And that's because while this isn't quite a sprint, it's a little bit long to sprint the whole thing. There does have to be some pacing. You do want to get moving because it is a fairly fast workout. So I just wanted to get that wheel spinning so that I can start accumulating those meters. And I would say for this 1,000 meter row, you're looking at between, I would say for everyone, or for the vast majority of people, men and women, somewhere between 3:30 and 4:30. So 3.5 minutes to 4.5 minutes. If you're a man, 3.5 minutes, I'm sure is very possible. If you're a woman, you should likely be finishing it by 4.5. I am not a super strong rower, so this is a hard part of this workout. Like if you could pick up 20 seconds on the row, that's significant. And always hope to continue to get better at everything. Get stronger legs for the row, maybe lean in a little bit more to get some more distance. And you can see me picking up the speed a little bit there for a second, just trying to accumulate some meters, get a little bit farther. I tried to stay pretty consistent throughout, but there were some moments I tried to take some big extra pulls to get it moving a little bit faster. You can see me doing that here right before the 3-minute mark, before I settle back in for the last about minute of this row. And I didn't want to sprint the very end of the row because I do want to get up and get to that bar as quickly as possible. Like you don't want to be laying on your back after the first 1,000 meters because you do have more to do. So you want to put yourself in a position that you're going to be able to come off this rower after having a strong row, but not so strong that you can't pick up the bar pretty quickly. So I'm getting near the end of these meters, just trying to finish up the last bit of it, but also, like I said, recover enough that I'm going to be able to get right on that barbell for those 50 thrusters. Driving with those legs on this and just trying to get those final last meters. This is a sprint, like I said. This is a workout you got to keep moving. And I'm looking at the clock because I'm trying to know about where I am because I do know my last time, which was about, I believe it was 7:34. So I have an idea of about how fast I have to move. So getting off this rower around 4:12. And now we're going to be picking up this barbell going right into those thrusters. So starting my first thruster about 4:23. So for these thrusters, making sure I get below parallel and then locking out overhead. I am not the fastest mover on the thrusters. Thrusters are one of my not as good movements. And if you're great at them and this is something you want to try this workout, you almost want to be pulling that bar back into you to move even faster. I did not move super fast through these thrusters. I'll tell you now, I did end up doing these thrusters unbroken. And when I got that 7:34 time in the past, I did not go unbroken. I believe I broke them up once, possibly twice. This time I decided to go unbroken about midway through. I didn't want to break until after 25. I got to 25 and was like, let's try to get to 35. Once I was at 35, I'm like, well, can we do 40? Got to 40, and at that point, you don't want to break. You only got 10 more left. You're way far into the set. So they definitely slowed down, though. I could not keep up a fast tempo on these, and that sort of makes me wonder if I should have possibly dropped it to go faster, like put it down for a second and then move faster once I pick it back up. But thrusters and leg strength and this type of thing is something I've been working on, not breaking things up as much and trying to go unbroken. So this did feel like accomplishment in the moment, but I just don't know if it was the smartest move. Now we're closing into close to 2 minutes of me doing these thrusters. And as you can see, take a little bit of a break at the top of these reps to try to recover. And I started to feel it in my shoulders a little bit. And I think that impacted my pull-ups, which were definitely the worst part of this workout for me this time around. And I'm positive they were better the last time I did this. I know that. So it was about 2 minutes and 10 seconds on the thrusters. And now moving over to these pull-ups. And I just start breaking them up pretty early on. My shoulders and arms just felt fatigued from the thrusters, but they also may be a little bit fatigued from doing a bunch of handstand push-ups the day before and toes to bar, which was more hanging on the bar. But it also might just be that, I kind of came into this thinking I wasn't going to do as well at it. That may have, put that into my head prior to the workout. And it was like a self-fulfilling prophecy. That very well could have been it. And doing it alone. I know the last time I did this, I did it in a class environment. So I had other people around me to help push me, encourage me to not let go of the bar. And doing it alone, I just kept on letting go and ended up right here, chalking up and watching my previous time pass me by. And a little bit disappointed. I was a little bit disappointed in the moment, still a little bit disappointed, but I think it's important to remember that progress isn't always linear. I was definitely much stronger on my lifts today than I could have done when I did this workout back in November of 2021, so that's something to celebrate. And my time, here we go, like about 20 seconds slower, a little bit slower, and I'm sitting down in disappointment and in tiredness, but disappointed that I didn't get as close to my time as I would have liked to. But like I've said, different situation. I did, look at me, I look so sad. I did this with a class last time. I didn't do all the lifting beforehand. And I'm pretty sure my pull-ups were just a little bit better that day. Today they were not on. They were not as good. And that happens sometimes. And I feel like we have to realize that it doesn't mean we're not necessarily as fit or as good. Some days your body's just ready for different things than other days. Having done nothing before this last time I did it, and having done a ton of things before it this time, just it's different. Your body feels different. And just doing it alone is a big difference too. And putting in my head that I wasn't going to do as well, that probably was a mistake. But, you know, we make mistakes. And maybe I'll do Jackie again sometime. I'm glad that I have video of it this time because I don't know what this last attempt, the 734 attempt, looked like because I don't have any video of it. I don't know how much I broke it up. I don't know if my pull-ups were great that day. I assume they were. I believe they were from memory, but I honestly don't know. And having this video now, recording this for all of you and for myself, is going to allow me to have a better idea the next time I do this about what I need to do better. And that is I need to get better at moving that thruster faster and have better pull-ups. And now I know that because I have this video to reflect on in the future. And I think that videoing some of your workouts, especially these benchmark workouts, can be really helpful to do that in the future, to be able to look back on them and improve because you have this data now. So if you're ever doing a benchmark workout, I definitely recommend recording it so you can review it back. Also, I could have lied and just said I did better, but I would rather just show you the truth, the ups and the downs. This was kind of a down. Took the L on that one. I did not beat my score from like a year and a half ago. I was like 20 seconds slower. Could have been just not as good. Could have been that I did a bunch of pull-ups on Saturday and it's Tuesday. That yesterday I did a bunch of toes to bar and handstand push-ups. Or it could just be that I didn't do as well. Or because I worked out by myself, and that's just also different. I know when I did this last time, I did it in a class. So I had that class environment. And I didn't do a bunch of squatting and, you know, lifting and stuff beforehand. It is what it is. My pull-ups were definitely worse. I believe I didn't go unbroken on the thrusters last time I did it, and I did this time, but I feel like I may have slowed down to go unbroken. Like I moved more slowly to try and keep it unbroken. So whether it actually made as much sense to go unbroken, I don't know. But really it came down to those pull-ups and the fact that I just didn't pull up very quickly. My pull-ups have been not great recently. So maybe that's the problem. I don't know. But my lifts felt good, and overall I felt good. I felt good that I did the thrusters unbroken. Like, no way I would have done that a year and a half ago. So that was a win. You know, you take some wins and you take some losses. And this one was sort of a loss, but I'm just going to celebrate that I did the thrusters unbroken and that I did it. I did it myself. So, you know, I did it. That's really, you know, it's always a little disappointing not to do as well, but it happens, and it happens to everybody. If you if you do this long enough, it's going to happen that you're not going to improve somewhere, and that's okay, you know? Like, if you get too upset about that, you're gonna let it impede your progress. Progress is not always linear, it goes up and down. I probably had accepted that I wouldn't have done as well on this prior to doing it, which probably didn't help. But I'll review it, and you will have just heard the voiceover. I obviously have not done it yet, because I just finished the last like 10 minutes, so I haven't done the voiceover, I haven't seen it yet, but you will have heard my thoughts watching it back. And hopefully then I probably won't be as, you know, I'm a little disappointed. But whenever I do the voiceover, I'll probably have more perspective. So right now, I'll say I'm a little disappointed. But other than that, you know, it is what it is, and I I'm happy I did it and I got it done. And I'm happy you all were here to watch and hold me accountable. And I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. My hands are still chalky. I literally just finished.